Hi students, in the previous video we have studied the properties of convergence of a sequence. The first one is every convergent sequence is bounded. Second one is every convergent sequence has a unique limit point and every bounded sequence has limit points. Now let us move to the next theorem. Every bounded sequence with unique limit point is a convergent. Now let us assume that let an be a bounded sequence where a is the unique limit point of the sequence n. For example, let us take the sequence 1 by n converges to 0. Therefore, 0 is a unique limit point. And moreover, this sequence lies between 0 less than 1 by n less than or equal to 1. You can observe that now first term of sequence is 1, second term is 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and so on. You can observe when n increases, an 1 by n goes to the 0, therefore 0 is the lower bound and 1 is the upper bound. Therefore the sequence is bounded sequence and it has unique limit point, therefore it is a convergent sequence. And moreover, you can observe this sequence is convergent sequence, it converges to 0. Let us move to the proof of this theorem now by theorem 1.4. So 1.4 is every bounded sequence has limit point. Every bounded sequence must have the limit points here. So therefore, for any epsilon positive, there exists a positive integer n belongs to the set of natural number n such that an for all n greater than or equal to n, so lies inside the interval a minus epsilon plus a plus epsilon. It means, so this is the point a in the real line. So this is the epsilon, this is what minus epsilon here. This this is the interval a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon. So an always inside this interval. An always inside this interval. There are infinitely many points of the n lies inside the interval a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon. So since a being a unique limit point of the sequence, there can exist only a finite number of values a1, a2, an minus 1. So these values outside the interval a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon, but rest of the sequence of the terms always lies inside the interval a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon. Otherwise, in infinitely many outside terms will have the limit point other than a. Thus we can write an belongs to what? The interval open interval a minus epsilon to a plus epsilon. This implies modulus of an minus a less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to capital N. So this implies an is a convergent sequence. You have taken every bounded sequence with unique limit point, but you prove that, so this sequence is convergent sequence. Let us move to the next theorem. It is a necessary and sufficient condition for the convergence of a sequence is that it is a bounded and has a unique limit point. If the suppose necessary part is if the sequence is convergent, then we can prove that it is a bounded and unique limit point, and the sufficient condition is every bounded sequence with unique limit point is a convergent sequence. So proof of 1.6 is if just follow the theorems 1.1, 1.2 and 1.5. So we'll get a proof of this theorem 1.6. Now let us move to the definition. A sequence is said to be convergent if it is bounded and it has a unique limit point. Let us modify the convergent sequence definition. The sequence an is said to be convergent if it is bounded and it has a unique limit point. For example, you can observe that the sequence is 1 by n. The sequence 1 by n convergent. So this sequence is what? Bounded sequence and moreover what? Unique limit point. Now let us move to the next theorem. A necessary and sufficient condition for a sequence an to converge to A is that each epsilon positive there corresponds to a positive integer n such that modulus of an minus a less than epsilon for all n greater than equal to 1. So this is the definition of the convergent sequence. So it means an, the sequence an converges to A. So then we can write in this way. Now let us move to the problems. So applying the definition of the epsilon delta definition, let us show that limit of minus 1 to the power of n by n as n tends to infinity that goes to 0. So limit point is 0 here. Using the definition of epsilon delta definition, now let n is equal to minus 1 to the power of n by n for all n belongs to n, and L is equal to 0 here. Let us take epsilon is positive, it is given by us. Now you know the definition of the convergent sequence an minus L less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n. So here an is equal to minus 1 to the power of n by n and L is equal to 0 less than epsilon. So this implies minus 1 to the power of n by n less than epsilon, and this implies anyway mod of any negative is positive only here. So that is positive, therefore 1 by n less than epsilon. So just remove the modulus here because epsilon is positive, you can remove the modulus. So this implies 1 by n less than epsilon. So it means n greater than 1 by epsilon here. So there exists a, let n be a positive integer greater than 1 by epsilon. So thus for every epsilon there exists a positive integer n such that modulus of minus 1 to the power of n by n minus 0 less than epsilon for all n greater than equal to n. So therefore we can write limit as n tends to infinity of the sequence of the term minus 1 to the power of n by n is equal to. Now let us move to the next problem. Applying the definition, show that the sequence n to the power of 1 by n converges to 1. It means you have to show that limit as n tends to infinity n to the power of 1 by n that is equal to 1. So this is a very important problem. Let us move to the solution of this problem. Let n is equal to n to the power of 1 by n. So here we can observe limit as n tends to infinity an that is equal to limit as n tends to infinity n to the power of 1 by n that is equal to 1. It means when n tends to infinity an approaches to what? 1. Therefore, but an approaches to 1 not is equal to 1. Therefore, so an is equal to, I can write 1 plus kn. So means where kn is a small number and more it is a positive written. Now so therefore n to the power of 1 by n is equal to 1 plus kn. So this implies, just remove the fraction here, n is equal to 1 plus k whole power n. So let us expand it by using binomial theorem. So 1 plus n into kn, you know that binomial theorem, a plus b whole power n is equal to, you know that a power n plus n into a power n minus 1 into b and so on plus b power n. This is the binomial theorem expansion. So similarly I can write 1 plus kn whole power n is equal to 1 plus n into kn plus n into n minus 1 by 2 into 2 factorial, this is kn square and etc kn to the power of n. Here you can observe that I'll neglect some terms here. I'll neglect here n as it is written in LHS. So in the RHS I neglected first two terms and fourth term onwards. Just I retain only this term here. So therefore, if RHS some terms of the RHS are neglected, therefore LHS will be larger than of RHS. Therefore written greater than symbol here. So this implies kn square less than 2 by n minus 1 after simplifying n get cancelled here. So this implies kn is square root of 2 by n minus 1. Anyway, this is the positive, so written only positive term here. So for all n greater than or equal to 2, when n is 1, so this is not definable, therefore I specified the n value, n is greater than or equal to 2. So therefore let us move to the nth term, n to the power of 1 by n is equal to 1 plus kn, where kn is equal to, we found that square root of 2 by n minus 1. So that I written, in place of kn I written this term here. So therefore n to the power of 1 by n is equal to less than 1 plus square root of 2 by n minus 1. Let us define epsilon is positive, that is given. So then modulus of n to the power of 1 by n minus 1 less than this value and less than epsilon here. We know that here. So here n to the power of 1 by n minus 1 less than what? Square root of 2 by n minus 1. If you take modulus here like this, and you know definition that epsilon written. So this implies square root modulus of square root of 2 by n minus 1 less than epsilon. So by using, one can find out epsilon value. So that is n value here. So n is greater than 1 by 1 plus 2 by epsilon square. So therefore let us take n, capital N be a positive integer such that this n will be always greater than 1 plus 2 by epsilon square. So thus we have modulus of 1 n to the power of 1 by n minus 1 less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n. Capital N is equal to, so this value 1 plus 2 by epsilon square. So therefore I can write limit as n tends to infinity n to the power of 1 by n always 1. So this is very important problem. Now let us move to another important problem. Consider the geometric sequence r power n, where r is any real number. Geometric series nothing but here you can observe here. Let us take one sequence here, 1 r, r square, r cube, and it is a geometric sequence. You can observe a common ratio is same. So any common ratio means any term by previous term. R by 1, that is r. R square by r, that is r. So therefore it is a geometric sequence here. So I consider such type of sequence here. I consider the geometric sequence. Let us move to the first one here. If r is equal to, here a small r, sorry, here I have taken small r is real number. That real number r may be 1, r may be mod r less than 1, it means minus 1 less than r less than 1, and mod r greater than 1, it means that if I take whole real line minus infinite plus infinity, this is the r z0, r may be 1 to minus 1, or r mod r greater than 1 means 1 to infinity or minus 1 to minus infinity, and r is equal to what? Minus 1 also, and r is equal to plus 1. So all the cases you have to discuss now. Here you can observe here, if r is equal to 1, then you have to prove that limit of r power n as n tends to infinity, you have to prove that 1. If r is mod r is less than 1, you have to prove that limit as n tends to infinity r power n is equal to 0 when mod r less than 1. If mod r is greater than 1, the sequence Rn diverges. It means limit as n tends to infinity r power n, that goes to what? Infinity. If r is equal to minus 1, the sequence again Rn what? R power n diverges here. Let us move to first one here. If r is equal to 1, what is an? Our sequence is r power n, therefore an is equal to r power n. So n is equal to r power n, but r is equal to 1, that is 1 power n, 1 power n, that is 1. So n is equal to 1. n is 1 always for all n greater than equal to 1. If n is equal to 1, 1. If n is 2, a2 is 1. When n is 3, a3 is 1. Like this it goes. So therefore, it converges to 1 only. So if r is equal to 1, limit as n tends to infinity, r power n, that is equal to limit as n tends to infinity, 1 power n is equal to 1. So limit point is 1. It converges to 1. Now let us move to the next. When if mod r less than 1, if mod r less than 1, therefore 1 by mod r greater than 1. You know the concept. Suppose 1 less than 2, what I can write here? Reciprocal, if I take 1 greater than 1 by 2. Like this we can take. I turn reciprocal here. If mod r less than 1, what happens here? 1 by mod r greater than 1. Okay. Now, is 1 by mod r greater than 1? Let us take 1 by mod r is equal to 1 plus k. I have taken. So, 1 by mod r is greater than 1. It means to equate what I just have taken the one small number, that is what? K. Where k is positive and it is a small number. Now we need to find out r power n. 1 by mod r whole power n is equal to 1 plus k whole power n are written. Again expand it by using binomial theorem. This is term. 1 by modulus of r whole power n greater than or equal to 1 plus nk. Just I neglected third term onwards. So therefore LHS is greater than of RHS. Greater than maybe or equal to 1 plus nk. Okay. So this implies if this is greater than or equal to, if I take reciprocal, obviously this becomes less than or equal to 1 by 1 plus nk. Let us define the epsilon that is given. Then modulus of r power n less than or equal to 1 by 1 plus nk less than 0. You know the definition of sequence. R power n, that is 0 I will take is a limit point here, less than epsilon. So that property written. So r power n less than or equal to 1 by n plus nk less than epsilon. Use the definition of the convergence of a sequence. So this implies 1 by 1 plus nk less than epsilon. So let us calculate small n in terms of epsilon here. So once if you know small n, let there exist a capital N positive integer such that n is greater than this number, 1 by k into 1 minus epsilon minus 1. Then we have modulus of r power n minus 0 less than epsilon for all n greater than 1, where capital N is equal to, so 1 by k into 1 minus epsilon minus 1. Therefore, limit as n tends to infinity, r power n is equal to 0 when mod r less than 1. You should know. Mod r less than 1 means, so whole real line, if I take here, so this is 0, this is 1, this is minus 1. So in this interval, minus 1 to plus 1, that geometric sequence converges to 0. Now let us move to the next part here. If mod r is greater than 1, if mod r is greater than, reciprocal becomes less than 1. Let x is equal to 1 by r, then mod x is equal to 1 by modulus of r less than 1. You know the which is defined. Now let us take the limit. Limit as n tends to infinity of x power n. X is equal to 1 by r. So x power n is equal to 1 by r power n. 1 by r power n less than 1. Mod, I think you see that when mod r less than 1, limit as n tends to infinity of r power n, that goes to 0. When goes to 0, when modulus of r less than 1. If 1 by modulus of r less than 1, obviously what happens? So 1 by r power n, that goes to what? 0. So now what to do? That r power n goes to LHS here. Limit as n tends to infinity r power n is equal to limit as n tends to infinity 1 by x power n. So that is, if you take reciprocal, 1 by 0 becomes what? Infinity. That is infinity. So when mod r greater than 1, limit as n tends to infinity r power n, that is 0. Therefore that diverges to infinity. So when mod r greater than n, the geometry sequence diverges. When mod r greater than, if r is equal to -1, if r is equal to -1, then sequence becomes what? You know that r power n, the sequence r power n. So when r is equal to -1, what happens? -1 to the power of n. When n is equal to 1, -1. When n is 2, +1. When n is 3, -1. Like this it goes. So this is sequence of the r power n when r is equal to -1. So it means it has two limit points, -1 and +1. So you should know that every convergent sequence has unique limit point, but this sequence has two limit points. So this sequence oscillates between -1 and +1 for r is equal to -1. Therefore the geometry sequence diverges when r is equal to -1. Let us conclude that if mod r less than 1, the sequence converges to 0. If mod r greater than 1, the geometry sequence diverges to what? Infinity. Now let us move to the next problem. So I think you can solve similarly like this problem also. Now let us take another important problem. Yes. Now you have to show that the sequence -1 to the power of n plus 1 diverges. Similarly, we can observe that an is equal to -1 to the power of n plus 1. When n is odd, that is +1. When n is even, that is -1. There are two terms like 1, -1, 1, -1. This is sequence of the -1 to the power of n plus 1 here. Suppose the sequence converges to L, setting epsilon is equal to 1, then there exists a positive integer n such that modulus of -1 to the power of n plus 1 minus L less than 1. Instead of epsilon is specified, that is 1 here, for all n greater than or equal to n. So this is the definition of the convergence of a sequence. Let n be odd here. Let us take n is equal to 2n minus 1. -1 to the power, wherever n, just take test 2n minus 1. -1 to the power of 2n minus 1 plus 1 minus L less than epsilon. So this implies -2 less than minus L less than 0 when n is odd. Similarly, when n is even, -1 to the power of 2n plus 1 minus L. So this implies 0 less than minus L less than 2. You can observe that minus L belongs to -2, 0 when n is odd, this case. So and also minus L belongs to 0, 2 when n is even. And there is no minus L, there is no common in between -2, 0 to intersection of 0, 2, that is pi. There is no limit point here. Therefore, so no such limit point exists. Therefore, this sequence is divergent. Now let us take next theorem. Limit as n tends to infinity log n by n, that is 0. Just remember. So no need to prove this. You prove this result. Limit as n tends to infinity n to the power of 1 by n, that is 1. Limit as n tends to infinity f to the power of 1 by n, that is 1 when x is positive. Limit as n tends to infinity x power n is equal to 0 when mod x less than 1. Just you have seen that in the geometry sequence. Limit of 1 plus x by n whole power n as n tends to infinity, that is e power x. If it is 1, that is simply you call it as limit as n tends to infinity x power n by n factor is equal to